We're going to listen to a 2-hour redo from this 2016 quarterfinals TSC debate between Cameron Cohen and Jack Wareham by Parker Whitfield. Ready whenever you are, Parker.
All right. Most theory overviews are useless, but you should pay very close attention to this one because it's a very technical theory debate and a Topicality debate, and this is where all the weighing will be done. You can split this up into 4 parts, so you should follow it in a very long section. The first part is you do not allow new 2-ER weighing because the 1-ER did zero comparison between these standards. They should have made those arguments on the 1-ER, but they chose to stand like the 2-ER. Should not reward them for doing that because obviously cannot respond to those arguments, and so it decreases the amount of clash. The second argument, the second part of the overview is the 4 standards that are going to be relevant to the debate is my ground standard and my textuality standard and their ground standard and their IPV depth standard. The third part is how you distinguish the two of them. The first way you can the first way you can debate that distinction is through pragmatics versus semantics debate. You have conceded the arguments for why semantics comes first, or at least have fundamentally misunderstood them, which is the Nebo 15 evidence. Too bad for you. I'm the only one that has a linkage to the semantics debate, which is the textuality standard, which means that is the highest layer of the flow, which means I win that argument, I win the debate. Now, the fourth way you can distinguish this, the fourth part of this overview is the second way you can distinguish these sections, which is that you can do it between fairness and education. The only standards that link to fairness are ground claims, and fairness comes first because about us as a better debater is not who's more educational means close to judicial obligation. That means the IPV depth standard is the lowest priority in this debate. Now, let's go on the line by line. Extend the interpretation that you have to defend everyone. You cannot defend a specific group. Extend the conceded violation that you obviously defend just IPV abusers. Now, the semantics debate, you can send the Jawas 15 evidence says that it's the handgun relationship is a generic, which means you cannot specify specifics and have biologically coherent sections. That is a conceded argument. If you win that, you're the topic literature standards. Since I have 100% conceded straight the link to the grammar argument, that necessarily outweighs the argument. Says it does not matter if the argument is any topic literature because the grammar arguments determine what the topic literature is, because it determines what the sentence means it's logically prior. That means I have 100% straight link to the semantics debate, which is necessarily key because you do not respond to the Nebo 15 evidence in an adequate way, which says that you need to use accuracy and semantics as the topicality rule. You should always listen to semantics first, even if there is a slight difference, even if there's a small amount of offense, and the pragmatics debate is not even close, because if we listen to pragmatics, it destroys the topicality rule. Essentially, we have a general rule that we should listen to semantics, because otherwise, that just has people just scrubbing out the counter-interpretation and always doing the pragmatics debate, even when it's actually abusive. Your only response to that, you can just read the chaos disprove that our jurisdiction is wrong, but this is exactly my point. Chaos that do not defend the resolution are probably bad for debate because they're completely unpredictable. That's why we should have something that does not allow that, which is a semantic form of topicality. Now, even if you do not buy that argument, I'm still ahead on the ground standard, which let's go there now. The fundamental thesis of the ground standard is misunderstood by your response of a list of case lists. My A point, which is not responded to, is that there is no solvency, there's no negative solvency opportunities. I can't go for a case against this argument because it's so decisively goes affirmative, which means that even if I have these generic arguments, I cannot weigh them adequately against the case because I essentially have to concede all of the case, which means you also have a 2-to-1 advantage because you can either win on turns against the NC or you can win the AC outweighs, but I can only win the NC outweighs. I can't go for anything else, which means I'm still uniquely at a disadvantage. You've also conceded the argument that I control, so you turn the link to your IPV depth standard because I can never discuss IPV if I can never have to debate the case because it's a question of incentives. I have no incentive to discuss the case if I know I'm going to lose every single time, which means it's uniquely better that you defend a topical version of the act, but I'll get there on their specific counter-interpretation. This argument uniquely elevates your ground standard because there's no recourse if I can't, there's no adequately response to the case. Doesn't matter how long time I have or much prep I can do, there's nothing I can do, but there's specific recourse against me reading picks because you can just read the 1-ER theory. Now, now let's go on to the counter-interpretation on the Wolf 99 evidence. First, that this is already not occurring. The key turn to link to your Wolf 99 evidence is the 1 and C clashing with it, but obviously just look at the 1 and C strategy, look at everyone's 1 and C strategy against the IPV app. No one clashes with the argument. They have to go for 1-ER, go for 1 and C uploaders like Topicality or bad case because there's no chance that you can win on substance because the solvency decisively goes affirmative. But even if they do contest on substance, they just go for generics like disadvantages. Don't really talk about IPV, which means that it completely avoids discussion that you say is important. Second set, you're in a double bind. Either we've already had this education you've heard this app so many times, or this round is not key, which means there's no impact. You don't access your impact. Reads that topical version of the app is comparatively better than this unfair version of the app because people just drown out the discussion with the 1-ER with 1 and C uploaders that the 1-ER cannot weigh against. Compare that to where you just defend the topical version of the app and you read it as an IPV advantage. Even if the 1 and C goes for generics like politics and extinction, you can still weigh the IPV arguments against that with your weighing arguments like all the arguments why IPV comes first out of the 1AC, and you can still keep it in the game instead of a 1C up layer, which you obviously cannot weigh against. Like, you can't weigh case against topicality, which means that my way of tropical version analysis is net better when it comes to IPV discussion. 4 is that there's alternate solvency. You can just discuss IPV out of round or in a classroom setting, and that is uniquely better because debate is too adversarial. There's a competitive incentive to win, which means they're not going to actually learn about the system. We're just going to do whatever it takes to win, and we're going to distort arguments and bastardize them. It's uniquely better for us to learn about IPV in a better sense, better setting. Now let's go to the ground standard. First, that this argument makes literally no sense. I cannot read the we should only ban for IPV users because essentially gives you access to the entirety of the case, which means there's no strategic advantage to this. Which means no one's going to ever read it. That's why no one has ever read this counter plan before. Second, that's comparatively better for you to have a tough 1ER against pick, which is that we know is possible win, than a 1NC that has no possibility to contest the app case. 3 is that this is obviously a ridiculous conclusion. We should not allow the app to be abusive just because 1NCs could possibly abuse it. You should wait to the 1NC to be abusive, then check it back with 1ER theory.
Okay. Good. I think I would have liked there to be more arguments. These overviews are taking a really long time, and we're not really getting as many arguments out of it as I was hoping to. So I think we need to practice on shortening the length of them. You're being a little wordy and a little bit too big picture there. I know it's probably frustrating because yesterday I was telling you you're not being big picture enough and I need you to be more wordy, and now I'm telling you that this is just way too long and too wordy, but that is just the truth. It needs to be faster. So on the line by line, I think you did a good job on all of it. I would have liked 1 or 2 more answers on Wolf 99. I would have also liked the alternate solvency argument to be framed as a turn explicitly. I also would have liked number 3 to be framed as a turn explicitly.
Makes sense.
I think you handled the ground argument well. There's no warrant for why it's comparatively better to have a tough 1AR though than an impossible 1NC. I need some argument there. Right now it's just a claim.
Yeah.
Yeah. But ultimately you made 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 arguments on the counter interpretation. And in an ideal world we could get it closer to 10.
Okay.
Especially if you're going for 6 minutes of theory.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, you were faster yesterday than you are today. I need you to be faster.
Okay.
If you increase your notch by 1 pace, you will have given that speech in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Which saves you 60 seconds. And in those 60 seconds, you would easily be able to make 6 more arguments. And that means you get 3 more arguments on the counter interpretation, 1 more argument on the interpretation, 2 more arguments on the overview, and all of a sudden this speech starts to feel like a lot harder for the 2AR.
Yeah. Well, that speech was only 5:30. I just got the other arguments.
Oh, it was only 5:30?
Yeah.
Awesome. Did we not come up with more answers to Wolf than those 4?
That was 5.
You had 4. Your first was it's already not happening in the SQO. Second was the double bind. Third is topical version of the app is better. And 4th was alternate solvency.
Oh, yeah. Because I made the, depth non-unique argument. I just, combined that with the topical version of the app.
I didn't have that. I have written topical version of the app is comparatively better. People drown out the discussion with 1NC up layer compared to the debate where the IPV advantage is read as a whole res AF. Even if the 1N up layers, you can still weigh in the 1AR against the negative strategy. You can't weigh IPV versus topicality, but you can weigh it versus extinction.
Yeah.
Where is the non-unique on depth?
But that's the argument is that you're still getting clash on it. That's what the argument is.
You're not saying non-unique. You're actually saying it's better in your world.
Yeah.
That's different from a non-unique. Non-unique would say it's equal. A non-unique is terminal defense.
Yeah. I mean, I understand, but I was pretty sure that that's what I was doing with the depth non-unique. Unless I'm misunderstanding what you wanted the depth non-unique to be.
Yeah, the argument is that you actually get more depth in your world.
Yeah, that's the topical version of the app. So then what's the depth non-unique argument?
The depth non-unique argument is that we will go in depth on some topic, on some issue, no matter what the debate is, because every debate requires us to actually clash. And so there will be a level of depth. But I guess that doesn't really respond to this because this is about specifically in depth on IPV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe there wasn't another argument. If that was that all we had from yesterday.
Pretty sure.
Cool. Okay. Well, those are 4 pretty good arguments, so that's fine. I think that what you were doing on the ground standard when you were extending it and comparing like how the status quo debate happened on IPV was really good. And that's the type of work Felix did against you in round 5 or 6 at Harvard Westlake, and he was really persuasive on the question of like his specific thing that he went for hard was like even the NRA agrees that college campuses should like not have like bans or should have bans, whatever our AF was. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. So that was good work. Yeah. Let's add this to the list of homework because I want this in 5 minutes.
All right.
And honestly, if you have an extra minute there, I guess you'd go for the red herring. But you could also like probably do a little bit more fairness education weighing.
Okay.
We have a block for that. It's pretty good. You should start reading blocks more. And
Probably.
I think that would help if you had everything printed. Otherwise, it just becomes hard to find them during prep time. And like, if you just pull it out of an expando, it's really easy.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So we'll just keep one expando, just a theory expando for next year.
Yeah. That's what I was doing last year.
Cool.
I just don't have it right now.
Yeah, that's fine. Great. So, any questions about this?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, actually, yeah. Why would I make more fairness versus education arguments if like tutors are not allowed to make other ones? Not like that's.
I think that you're putting way too much faith in this no 2AR arguments argument. Like, I think most judges are going to let the 2AR weigh, right? Like, the 2AR should not just be shut out of weighing. Like,
That makes sense to me.
I don't know, man. I think that if the 2AR made a lot of reasons why they should be allowed to weigh in this speech, it would be really hard for me to look them in the face and be like, you know what? I'm just not listening to 2AR weighing. Like, that's blatantly probably not very good.
Why not? You just make the weighing into the 1AR and you can expand on them in the 2AR.
But they could have a plausible deniability that, like, I don't know which one comes first because it depends on how the 2NR handles it.
Sucks.
No, it doesn't. Well, yeah, from your biased perspective as a negative, it sucks. But for me as a judge who's trying to like make a coherent decision, I can't just look the app in the face and be like, sucks, no 2AR weighing. That's not going to happen. I mean, it might happen once in a while, but it's going to happen very rarely. So I don't think you should put all your faith, all your eggs in that one basket on the weighing debate. I also don't think you should be shocked if you're losing debates because the judge was like, yeah, I allowed 2AR weighing. I'm telling you now.
Okay.
So I do think it's worth giving yourself at least two arguments there on each of them, if not 3.
Okay.
And also perceptually in terms of lip service, at a certain point the 2AR just feels overwhelmed if you have 2 or 3 reasons.
Yeah.
Because then they still have to go in the line by line. So this isn't really doing that much for them. This is just impact framing for them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Cool. So yeah, make the fixes, i.e. all of the line-by-line things I recommended, and then get this faster. But other than that, good job.
Okay.
For those of you who listen to this at home, if you want to emulate this drill, just go watch Jack versus Cameron, and then try to give the same speech Parker gave.